Upon arriving at her new home, Maybell, a retired dairy cow, could not stop shedding tears, raising concerns about her well-being. Her new family set out on a quest to uncover the cause of her distress, unaware of the unexpected turn of events that would follow. The dairy industry is colossal, with numerous individuals enjoying milk, cheese, yogurt, and other dairy products without considering their origin. However, for the dairy cows that provide us with milk, this luxury is not available, as their lives and often their deaths are governed by the industry. Fortunately, a remarkable project has emerged to address this issue. Ellie Lax started the Gentle Barn, and together with her partner, Jay Weiner, they gave animals a safe place to have a good life after they had been through so much. They have some incredible stories of animal rescues, but one of the most special has to be the story of Maybell the cow. Maybell was a dairy cow on a family farm. The people who kept her loved her more than most. When it came time for Maybell to retire, they prayed they could find another solution instead of just sending her to her death. Somewhere for her to be safe. She had served them for years, and they really didn't want to choose the alternative. Friends of Ellie heard about Maybell, and they put her family in contact with the farm. The family agreed that Maybell could live the rest of her days in the comfort of the Gentle farm. Ellie and Jay went to get her and settle her into her new life. A vet came out to check Maybell and did some tests to make sure the cow was happy and healthy. They wanted to make sure she was cared for, and she could be with them for as long as possible. At first, things seemed to go well. Maybell ate and seemed to really like her very own room in the barn, but that night she became restless. As Ellie described, Maybell wouldn't stop crying, calling out and pacing. Something was very wrong. They wanted to give her time. After a few days of non-stop crying, they knew they needed to find some answers. Her grief and sadness could impact her health, and her new start was already in jeopardy. It was time to go back to her old farm and see if they could get the answers that could save her life. As Ellie tried everything to soothe the heartbroken cow, Jay went back to the farm where Maybell had lived her life. He explained to the family what he was seeing, but they didn't have the answers either. They had hoped that Maybell would be happy, but did she just miss home? Jay was at a loss, but then something caught his eye. A young cow in the pastures. Could this be the answer? The little bull was about 9 months old. When Jay asked the family, they admitted that this was Maybell's son, the last calf that she had given birth to. He was scheduled to go to the slaughter soon, but the family agreed that he could join his mom at the Gentle barn. Ellie was excited about the news. They'd all hoped this would soothe the poor mama cow's heart. Her baby, Miles, had been taken away soon after birth, but the owners kept them in connecting pastures. She could still hear him and to know he was safe. When she went to her new home and couldn't find him, she became grief-stricken. As Jay and Miles reached their destination, everyone held their breath. Was this what Maybell needed? Would she recognize her young? Would Miles know that she was his mom? Those questions were quickly answered. Even before Jay stopped the truck, the cow and her calf started to call to each. She came running right up to the gate, getting as close to the truck as she could get. They opened up the trailer and let Miles out. As soon as they opened to the gate, Maybell and Miles ran to each other. It was a joyous meeting. He jumped up and down and even started to nurse. They might have split them up for almost his entire life, but that didn't stop their love for each other. It was moving to see and prove once again that even animals love their babies. No one would ever split up Maybell and Miles again. They would live together for the rest of their lives. That's a pretty great, happy ending in my opinion, but the story doesn't end there. Maybell had a few more surprises in store for her new family at the Gentle barn. The vet returned with news about the blood work they had done that very first day that Maybell had come to the farm. Not sure what to expect. Ellie and Jay were worried. Could Maybell be physically sick after all? Was she crying because she was in pain, and she had now stopped because she found comfort in Miles' presence? But instead, Ellie and Jay got some amazing news. Maybell wasn't sick at all. She was pregnant. She was going to have a calf. Once again, Ellie and Jake asked her old owners how this could be possible. Turns out they kept her in a pasture with a bull. She had come to them carrying a little surprise, and the good news overjoyed them. Maybe this new calf could make up for a lifetime of hurt and suffering. For years, Maybell was forced to get pregnant every year. Then her baby was taken away after just a week or two, and eventually when her milk dried up, the cycle would start right back up again. It was no way to live. Even little Miles had been taken from her quickly. Now she had him back and another baby was on the way. But this time things would be very different this time. All the milk Maybell would produce would go toward one goal, nursing her offspring. This time Maybell wouldn't have to worry that they would suddenly pull away her baby and that she would never see them again. They had all the time in the world. Ellie and Jay were so grateful that this little family was growing and that Maybell would have this second chance. They gave Maybell the best possible care before the birth. She was happy and free living on a farm where she could roam big open pastures and bond with her son. Never had she even imagined that life could be this way. Life had completely changed in the best possible way, and now life was about to change once again. It was during a once-in-a-lifetime eclipse of a harvest moon that Maybell went into labor. After giving birth so many times, this could be dangerous. But Maybell was not about to lose this wonderful second chance at life. She came through like a champ, and soon her new little calf joined her brother in the world. The family named the baby Eclipse, and there wasn't a dry eye to be found as Maybell took the time to bond with her baby. The first few hours are just the mother caring for and loving her baby, licking her into making sure she's completely healthy in a relaxed atmosphere of the warm and calming barn stall. Maybell had all the time to do that. Eventually, the little one stumbled to her feet and attempted to walk, with her first destination being her mother's milk. Maybell used comforting sounds to urge her newborn, and after what seemed like an eternity, Eclipse eventually located her food source. She drank to her heart's content, allowing Maybell to put her milk to the intended purpose of nourishing her offspring. Several years have passed, and Maybell and her offspring are now leading a joyful and tranquil existence at the gentle barn. Ellie and Jay have made every effort to compensate for the distress Maybell endured, and as a result, she is now a contented cow. Miles is responsive when called, and one would never guess that he had a challenging beginning. Eclipse is as pleased as any cow that has always been protected by her family. We value your opinion. Do you believe that mother cows require additional time with their offspring? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed this heartwarming story. If so, please give us a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your loved ones. Don't forget to click the bell icon to receive notifications of our channel's updates.